From being ranked 159th most followed account on TikTok to one day leaving all his success and potential behind, begged the question from his audience, what happened to Tayler Holder? In this video we're going to uncover why he potentially left everything and was eventually cancelled by the public. Born 19th of August 1997, Tayler was born and brought up in a middle-class Christian family from Alvarado, Texas, United States. He would go to Carnegie Vanguard High School and then go to graduate from the Loyola Marymount University. Since early childhood, Tayler was always invested into sports. At the age of 3, he would race and compete in motocross. Although he spent a lot of time doing those activities, he always had the ambition to be a social media star. To pursue his dream of being a social media star, he would go all in on his dream and move to Los Angeles. At the age of 13, he started his social media journey by opening his Twitter account in October 2013. And by mid-2014, he would have expanded his brand to different platforms such as Instagram and YouNow. This was to broaden his fan base and expand the reach of his posts. Then he would start a joint YouTube channel with Joey Burlum, and it was called Joey and Tayler. Later, he would then switch to Musical.ly, to which he would post regularly, and this helped to increase his reach on the platform. He would grow his Musical.ly account to 1.2 million followers. His breakthrough came when he joined TikTok, a move which catapulted his popularity as a social media personality. By August 2016, he had over 650,000 followers on the platform. And today his TikTok is currently sitting at 20 million followers. Across his other platforms, he has amassed a total extra following of 9.3 million followers. To say he fulfilled his dream would be an understatement. Alongside pursuing being a social media influencer, he would tap into the world of being a model, musician and an artist. In spring 2017, he would release his first single called Who I Am, which would get 80,000 views on YouTube, and then would release another single called Fallback. Since then, he has released more singles. To name a few, there was Never Was You, 100 Rounds, and I'll Be Alright. And to give credit where it's due, these have respectable streams on Spotify. Fast forward to early this year, unexpected actions were involved with Tayler, with no explanation at the time, leaving his fanbase and other fanbases frazzled on what exactly was happening. Tayler would start to lose followers from his close friends and also famous social media stars. Just to name a few, there was Madison Beer, Lauren Gray, Bryce Hall, and Jordan Jones. And during this time, Tayler would go really quiet on all his platforms. All this at the time just didn't make any sense. This led to a video from Keemstar coming out also expressing his confusion on the matter, but would also explain that this wouldn't have happened for no reason, expressing there must have been a serious situation that he's been involved in.
There's a huge mystery surrounding Tayler Holder. Like, what did he do?
To which only the close ones around him know about. Meaning that there's all this talk going around about his supposed allegations, but there's no proof of what he's actually done. He would go ahead and express how he knew Tayler personally and wouldn't expect him anything bad of him.
I personally, I can't see Tayler Holder doing anything bad to anyone. I really can't, based on my interactions with him, but you never know.
So he would text Tayler asking what the issue was, and then would go ahead and say the following.
Issue with him? I just text him and he texts me back. So I text Tayler Holder saying, what's going on with everyone unfollowing you? He doesn't respond. I get a text message from some lady claiming to be Tayler Holder's PR, asking me to hold up on the store. That by itself, with Tayler Holder not texting me back, is very, very strange.
To try clear his name, he appeared on the BFF podcast, to which he was asked questions about the situation. But him appearing on this podcast didn't exactly make him look like the good guy. And you could see by the way he was presenting himself, the way he was talking and avoiding certain questions by repeating his answers.
The drama, like what is everyone's speculating, you hear different or read different things from the horse's mouth, like what is going on?
You know, just like, you know, we're all on the internet, man. We see how everything works. You know, cancel culture is a thing. Everyone talks, everyone gossips. At the end of the day, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on offline that should continue to be handled offline. And there's a lot of stuff that's sensitive topics that I don't agree with, and I will continue to handle offline professionally as stuff should be. You know, I think. So
do you know why everyone's following you? Like what is going on?
You know, at the end of the day, there's everyone saying everything. There's a lot of assumptions. There's a lot of gossip. It's all everyone's opinion. It's all he said, she said stuff.
From how he was acting on this podcast, you could also say he was told by his team to not reveal too much information, but to try to defuse the situation. But the only certain thing that came from this interview is whatever he had done, he was guilty. To confuse the situation further, he would say on the podcast he wanted to handle the situation offline, but the host of the podcast would reveal that Tayler reached out to them to feature in an episode to try and answer any questions to clear the air.
And like I said, I have great people around me, and we're going to continue to handle that offline and hope that everyone else does in a mature manner, you know?
So the only question I would have for that, and I've heard a little bit from Kareem, like you guys reached out to us. So like to be on and be like, we're going to handle it offline. Like, yeah, like as of 10 p.m., 10:30 last night, I was going to sleep. And Kareem's like, hey, Tayler Holder's people reached out. They wanted to come to clear shit up, but you're just saying handle offline. So I was here to answer any questions that you guys had.
And then Sean Kennedy would put on an Instagram story revealing that the situation wasn't a PR stunt and in fact is a very serious situation, and would then say in his next story post that he would also go to and follow him. So Keemstar dug deeper into the case and reached out to multiple influencers that were close to Tayler, and multiple people would come up with the same accusations, and they were severe, against multiple innocent victims.
I get on the phone with every influencer I can think of in LA, right? And what I'm being told is that there are multiple alleged victims claiming that Tayler Holder did horrendous things to them. I was even told who some of these victims are, but I mean, obviously I can't tell you guys that. That's their story and for them to say public. I was told by multiple trusted sources that this is like SA. This is the R word. This may involve a female underage. Now,
it was also rumored that up to 50 influencers received a cease and desist letter to which if they spoke about Tayler would be suing them personally.
now, I'm sure this is an exaggeration, but maybe not. I was told 50 different influencers received a cease and desist letter from Tayler Holder.
This would be clear when influencers like Bryce Hall and Mads Lewis would be asked about the situation, and they made it clear they didn't want to say anything about the case because they didn't know how much they could say or if they could say anything.
I got a really important, serious letter in my email box. It was a cease and desist. So I don't know how much I'm allowed to say before legal action is taken. I don't know.
All right, oh my God, hey, I gotta ask you something, okay? I'm getting a lot of people messaging me about everyone unfollowed Tayler Holder. Have you heard about this?
I have. I've seen it, but I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about it?
No.
Okay. Do you have any clue? Have you heard any rumors what it might be about or anything?
No. I just keep my mouth shut. I don't want to say anything.
That's fine.
The most recent interview with Bryce Hall 2 months ago, he would go and say that Tayler should stop talking about himself and focus on his lawsuits.
FA on 3rd.
Yeah, I think he should worry about all the lawsuits that are on his name right now instead of talking shit and contacting TMZ and all these other news outlets to promote his shitty autotune music.
He still posts videos to YouTube, but with little view counts, it seems he's losing everything he's worked for. But to this day, it's still a grey area on exactly what happened, and we may never know exactly what happened. But until then, this Insta story from Giuliano Hodges will tell you what type of person he believes Tayler is.